Hello friends, welcome to HP Vibrant Academy. In this particular lecture, we will discuss about the strategy for covering the dynamics module. Okay, so the dynamics comes under UPSC Mathematics Optional Paper 1. Okay, so let us go through the syllabus that is mentioned on the website. So we have rectilinear motion, SHM, that is simple harmonic motion, that is very important topic. Motion in a plane, projectiles, constrained motion. Okay, work and energy, conservation of energy, Kepler's law, orbits under the central forces. Okay, this is very important, orbits under the central forces. Okay, generally 10 markers are asked in this, orbits under central forces. Okay, let us go through the lectures how we are going to proceed. Okay, so in the lecture 1, this is lecture 1. So in this lecture 1 we are discussing these micro topics. Okay, in lecture 2 we will discuss about the kinematics of a particle. Okay, so based on the discussion on the kinematics of a particle, we will see the problems. So problems we are covering in lecture 3 and 4, that is set 1 and set 2. In lecture 5 we have what are radial and transverse velocity and radial and transverse acceleration. Okay, similarly on the discussion on radial and transverse velocity and acceleration, we will discuss problems. So we have in lecture 6 problems on radial and transverse velocity and acceleration. Okay, in lecture 7 we have what are tangential and normal velocity and acceleration. So based on this concept, we will discuss problems in set 1 and set 2. Okay, so we have lecture 8 and lecture 9. So lecture 8 and lecture 9 is on problems. Okay, in lecture 10 we have concepts of rectilinear motion and related problems. Okay, so in the same lecture we will discuss problems also. Okay, now let us move further. Okay, so we have in lecture 11 we will discuss about the simple harmonic motion. Okay, so based on the concept of simple harmonic motion, we will discuss problems set 1 to set 3 on SHM from lecture 12 to lecture 14. Okay, in lecture 15 and 16 we have projectile motion. So projectile motion are being covered under part 1 and part 2. Okay, and we have in lecture 17 we have problem set 1 and set 2 on projectile motion. Okay, so based on the concept of this projectile motion, we have problems. Okay, so problems we are covering in set 1 and set 2. In lecture 19 we have constrained motion. Okay, and we have in lecture 20 and 24 problems set 1 to set 5 on constrained motion. Okay, so based on the concept of this constrained motion, we will discuss problems in 5 sets. Okay, so we have set 1 to set 5, that is lecture 20 to lecture 24. Okay, in lecture number 25 we have work, energy and impulse. Okay, also we will discuss about the Hooke's law. In lecture 26 work, energy, principle and related problems. Okay, in the same lecture we will discuss problems. In lecture 27 and 28 we have principle of conservation of linear momentum. Also we will discuss the related problems in set 1 and set 2. Okay, so this is about lecture 27 and 28. Okay, and we have lecture 29 concept of central orbits, elliptical orbit, Kepler's law. Okay, in lecture 30 and 31 we have problem set 1 and set 2 on central orbits. Okay, so based on the concept of central orbit, we will discuss about the problems. Okay, so this is all about the strategy for covering the dynamics module. Okay, thank you.